Get a life. Her voice still cuts through me, sharp, humiliating, unforgettable. Get a life, she laughed, glass in hand, the entire room watching. Her family, her friends, the people who thought they knew her. She said it as if I was nothing. A man orbiting a richer star, a shadow clinging to success that wasn't mine. The room erupted in laughter. I smiled. My jaw locked, but my lips curved just enough to make them think I didn't bleed. I nodded as if I agreed with her, as if she had every right to humiliate me. But the glass in her hand trembled when her eyes fell on mine, just for a second. She saw it, the truth she had always pretended not to see. The truth written in ink. The truth stamped on every paycheck she'd cashed for the last 2 years. My signature. But I said nothing, not yet. I let her drink, I let them laugh. I let the music drown out the silence that wrapped itself around my throat. And I promised myself one thing. Tonight, she would learn exactly whose life she'd been living all along. I didn't need her to love me, not anymore. Love had rotted between us a long time ago, turning into performance, obligation, calculation. What I needed was respect, and that was the one currency she refused to spend. It began slowly. First, the late nights, work dinners, networking. Then, the cold shoulder at home. No questions, no warmth, just distance. I told myself it was stress, a promotion dangling in front of her like a trophy. But when the trophy finally came, I saw the truth. The look in her eyes wasn't joy, it was triumph over me. And then came the slip, a name I wasn't supposed to hear. John. Her colleague, her mentor, the one she insisted was nothing, the one she accused me of orbiting, clinging to. The rich man she thought I used as a lifeline. The irony made me laugh in the dark when she was asleep beside me, phone face down, screen lighting her hand with secrets. She thought I was blind, but blindness is a choice, and I chose patience. I started collecting fragments, quietly. Her texts, screenshots pulled from her cloud account, her calls, times, dates, lengths, the photos, the hotel receipts, the sudden business trips that ended before dawn. I built a case like I was back in law school, piecing together evidence brick by brick, mortar by mortar. I didn't rage, I didn't confront, I didn't plead. I observed. The more I watched, the clearer it became. She wasn't just cheating, she was reinventing herself. Cutting away the man who had carried her through law school, through her first shaky years at the firm. Me. She wanted John's world, his wealth, his status, his shine. And I was the stepping stone she needed to get there. I let her believe she'd succeeded. I let her think the humiliation, the "get a life" comment was the final nail in the coffin. What she didn't know was that her promotion, her salary, her position, every dollar ran through me, my company, my signature. John hadn't handed her that paycheck, I had. And when she looked at it again, when she finally saw it clearly, it would be too late. The moment came quietly. She was at the kitchen table, wine glass in hand, scrolling through congratulatory messages. Her phone buzzed. She smiled at a name I'd already memorized. I slid the envelope across the table. She barely glanced at it, until she saw what was inside. Her paycheck. Folded neatly, the ink still fresh. Her smile faltered. She frowned, confused, then annoyed. "What is this?" I didn't answer. I just pointed. Her eyes moved to the bottom corner, to the signature. My name. Her lips parted. The color drained from her face. She looked at me as if seeing me for the first time in years. "You?" Her voice cracked. This is your?" I leaned back, calm, detached. Congratulations on the promotion. The silence stretched, heavy, crushing. Her glass shook in her hand. Her jaw trembled. For the first time, she was speechless. I had given her everything. She had thought it came from someone else. Now she knew. I stood, slowly. "You told me to get a life," I said softly. "Funny thing is, you've been living mine the entire time." Her breath hitched. She reached out, as if to explain, to soften, to rewrite history. I stepped back. "You wanted John," I continued. "You wanted his shine, his wealth, his power. But every step you've taken was funded by me." I pulled another paper from my jacket and placed it beside the paycheck. Her contract, the one she never bothered to read. The clause was simple: ownership, intellectual property. Every hour she billed, every deal she closed, every cent she earned, it all traced back to the parent company, my company. Her success wasn't hers, it was mine. Her promotion was just another line in my ledger. She stared at the paper, then at me. Her lips trembled, searching for words that would never come. I let her sit in that silence. Let her feel the weight of everything she thought she had built crumble under her hands. I didn't need to raise my voice. I didn't need to gloat. The truth was enough. I walked away that night without a suitcase, without a plan. I didn't need one. For the first time in years, the weight was gone. The humiliation, the doubt, the betrayal, it all burned away in the cold clarity of truth. She would live with the knowledge that her triumph was never hers, that every victory she paraded was borrowed, rented, stamped with my name. And John? He would learn soon enough that the prize he thought he'd stolen was hollow. I didn't smile. I didn't rage. I simply let go. Because sometimes the most devastating revenge is silence. And as I closed the door behind me, I realized something else. I already had a life. She was the one who needed to get one.